Okay, so this is the Mega Sharpedo deck, which is one of the free starter decks you get just for logging in. They gave those away, this and several others, just after rotation so that you'd have something you can play without having to try to build something from scratch. So, as we have seen, sometimes these decks can be pretty decent and other times they need a lot of rework. And I think that this is going to be one of the latter. And you may recall, I also played this deck back when Phantasmal Flames first came out. That's when this card released. And it didn't go great, but I do have a reason for wanting to try it again here. And we'll get to that in a later video. But let's talk about the deck as it is. So you've got the Mega Sharpedo. It's 330, it's a stage 1. And it's relatively low maintenance. So you have the Greedy Fang for 1 dark, 70 damage, draw 2 cards, pretty good. And then the secondary attack, Hungry Jaws, is 120 base, but if it has any damage counters on it, it does 150 damage more. So 270, that's pretty significant. And you do have ways to boost this, which we will talk about shortly. But first, let's finish all the Pokemon. So your kind of big way of getting this powered up quickly is going to be the Toxtricity with the Sinister Surge. Once during your turn, you may use this ability, search your deck for a basic Darkness Energy card and attach it to one of your benched Darkness Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. If you do attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So if you go first, you have Sharpedo on the bench. Well, you start with the Kavana, manually attach there. Second turn, you can Sinister Surge because you've evolved your Toxel into Toxtricity and your Carvanha into Sharpedo. And so turn 2, you can be hitting for 270 damage or more if you're poisoned. So because it has to be on the bench, Pecharunt is great for the subjugating chains. Once during your turn, you may switch one of your benched Darkness Pokemon, except any Pecharunt EX, with your active Pokemon. If you do, the new active Pokemon is now poisoned, and you can't use more than 1 subjugating chains each turn. So, now that you've powered up from the bench, you can use your chains to move into the active, and you'll be poisoned, which means that Binding Mochi will activate. Attacks used by the poison Pokemon this card is attached to do 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So now instead of 270, you're doing 310. So you do have the Monkey Dory, because you need the Dark Energy attached in order to Adrena Brain, move up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you only need 1 on the Sharpedo in order to do the extra damage, so you can use Monkey Dory to move over the others, anything else in addition. So now with the 310, you're also doing potentially 330 if you're moving 20 off or moving 10 off, so it just adds up the more turns that you have, so, or more monkeys that you have. You just want to make sure to keep the Sharpedo damaged in order for the max damage. And then we've also got the Seviper, which is a single prizer here for 3 Darkness Energy Pitch Black Fangs 120, but it has the ability Excited Power. If you have any Darkness Mega Evolution Pokemon EX in play, attacks used by this Pokemon do 120 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So now you're hitting 240, which is great. So you don't even have to attack with the Sharpedo to be able to do additional damage with the Seviper. Just by virtue of being in play, Seviper does more thanks to Excited Power. And then for supporter Pokemon, you got the Fezandipity. Flip the script. Once during your turn, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you may draw 3 cards. Can't use more than 1 Flip the Script each turn. And also, being dark means that it can also receive the energy from the Sinister Surge. So you could power up Cruel Arrow out of nowhere and start sniping things on the bench, provided they're not Terra Pokemon. And then there is also 1 copy of the Meowth EX. As I've said before, this is just kind of sprinkled in everywhere. It's really good for getting into the game or closing out the game, last ditch catch. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may use this ability. Search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Can't use more than 1 ability that has last ditch in its name each turn. Okay, so that's all the Pokemon. Let's take a look at the trainers. Buddy Poffin, use this to search for 2 basics with 70 HP or less, so you can focus on your Piranha or your Toxel. Energy Recycler, just the 1. lets you shuffle up to 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck, because if you don't have any in the deck, you can't Sinister Surge. 1 Night Stretcher, 2 Pokepads, lets you search for any Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, put it in your hand. 3 Ultra Balls, discard 2 cards to search for any Pokemon. Academy at Night. So this one, once during each player's turn, that player may put a card from their hand on top of their deck. So you really only see this with Slowking for the Seek Inspiration attack, but the reason it's in here is for the Grimsley's move. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck and put a dark Pokemon you find there onto your bench. Shuffle the other cards and put them on the bottom of your deck. You can't use this card during your first turn. So this lets you put a Sharpedo in play without having to evolve. This works on any darkness Pokemon, doesn't have to be basic, it can be stage 1, stage 2, etc. So really good for like if you need to get something on the bench but you don't have the basic in play, or you don't have the turn to wait to put it in play. As long as it's not your first turn, you can use this guy. The other trainers we have the Boss's Orders, just a couple of those. There's also 1 Hilda, search your deck for an evolution and an energy card, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. There's also Janine's Secret Art. This is really nice, especially if you don't have the Petrunt in play, or if Sharpedo is already active. Choose up to 2 of your darkness Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a basic darkness energy and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. If you attach energy to your active Pokemon in this way, it is not poisoned. Got a couple of Judge for Disruption. Lily's Determination, max copies to help you get set up. And 1 Petrel, so you can use this in a pinch to get whatever trainer that you need. Works on item, supporter, tool, etc. Couple of Air Balloons, so give you free retreat, because you do need to move some things onto the bench in order to be the beneficiary of either the Sinister Surge, or to move up with the Subjugating Chains. And then the Legacy Energy is the A-Spec in the deck. So as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, provides every type of energy, but provides only 1 energy at a time. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 fewer prize card. So what's great is that, 3 prizer becomes 2 prizer, 2 becomes 1, 1 becomes 0. So this can really help you mitigate. So for instance, if you attach this to a Mega, now knocking out 2 Megas doesn't win them the game. They have to get 1 more prize card. And then of course just the basic dark energy. So this is the base Mega Sharpedo deck. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to need some changes, but we will give it its due and try it out at least for a couple of matches. So we'll see how it goes.